He's in here.
Hey, Sean! I got you, dude. It's the
Dude!
invisibility cloak.
Don't do that!
I found it.
Yes, you got me. Oh my god.
Like,
Hey guys, my name's Sean, and today we're going to be going over the Padiddle. The Padiddle is a way to continuously spin a card on your finger in a pirouette fashion, but it's also a way to flip off your spectators without them noticing. It was first published in the Encyclopedia of Playing Card Flourishes by Jerry Seskowski back when cardistry was called XCM. Without further ado, let's get into some tips. So I'll be straight up with you, the Padiddle is not easy, and I've spent the last 3 years still practicing trying to get it down, and my record is only up to 2 minutes. I highly suggest starting with something like an Absolute Vodka if you can get your hands on them. Or something else with a smooth finish. The finish is very important. These cards all have different finishes for the most part. They all have very different feels when it comes to padiddling. I'm going to tell you right now, the #1 secret to padiddling is practice. You can't give up. If you want to learn it, then learn it. I can give you some tips right now. That's why I'm making this video. It says tips. I'm going to give you some tips. The first tip I can give you is learn how to pirouette. Pirouette looks like this. It is a very short version of the Padiddle. And it makes sense because the Padiddle is just a pirouette, but your hand is moving to continuously offset the balance of the card and to also keep the momentum rolling. To do this, I highly suggest using a card that has a definite center so as to help you learn how to do this move. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to take your middle finger and place it right on the center of the face of the card, and your thumb does that on the other side. So you're holding the card in its centers, like so. Next, your index finger makes contact with the bottom, and it moves back and forth, kind of like it's tickling the card, and this allows it to scoot back and forth, like so. Kind of like a DJ spinning on a Friday night in Las Vegas. Like the card, like. Okay, back to the tutorial. Essentially, the pirouette is you're throwing the card into a circle. Throw that card in a circle, huh? So what's going to happen is you're going to kind of jerk it in a kind of come here motion. Like, come here, check out this sick card move. Your index finger is curling in as your thumb releases. Like that. Do you have a firm grasp on the pirouette? Mr. Hotshot, Hot Potato, Cardistry Wizard. I'm going to assume that you have a firm grasp on the pirouette and you're ready to move on to the Padiddle. So to do that, you're going to try to grab yourself a very lightweight deck. I learned on the bicycles, and once I put my hands on some vodkas, the whole world just opened up to me and said, "Sean, you've been practicing the Padiddle with such an inefficient deck of cards." And I said, "Okay, can you not have that attitude with me, world?" Lightweight deck of cards, Absolute Vodkas are probably the absolute best, but you can do it on a variety. I've actually been working on it on a variety of different decks of cards and different stocks and everything. Some cards work better than others. So with that, let's get on in to the Padiddle. What's going to happen is you're going to start a pirouette, but not exactly in the center. You'll notice if I do it exactly in the center, well, it's just going to stop. It's going to spin to a stop. But the key to the Padiddle, at least in my opinion, is the offset. And that works by slightly placing your middle finger a little bit forward or backwards on the card, or to the side on the card. I suggest forward and backward, because if it's forward or backward, it'll be offset on the long end, like this. So you'll have a lot more, as weird as it sounds, you'll have a lot more weight because there's a lot more going on in this half the card than in this little quadrant if you if you offset it left and right. So try to do it on the long ends. It's very minuscule, the amount that you have to offset it. You'll notice this little wobble that it gets, and that's exactly what you want. It's this like, it's about as stable as my emotions were during my senior year of high school. It's unstable is what I'm saying, which is what you want, but you don't want that in high school. A little bit of life advice there. You want this little, watch, I'll do it without moving my hand. You get a little wobble there. One more time. Boom, boom, boom. Nice. What you're going to do is you're going to capitalize on that wobble, similar to how companies are capitalizing on puberty to make stars of Vine kids. That was weird. What comes next is the hand movement. Once you feel that card about to fall, I found that if I move my arm as a whole in a circle, not back and forth, it gets my card centered again. And that's the whole goal of the Padiddle, is to continuously get it centered and then off centered and then centered again continuously. I don't know if I can, there, see, like that. I don't know if you saw that, but it started spinning too much on the very tip of my middle finger. So to correct that, I extend it very slightly. All the movements in Padiddle are very slight. So to extend it very slightly, it puts it on the pad of my finger, which gives it more surface to rotate on. But okay, see there, I'll extend my finger there, just like so, to get it back into the center and to keep it spinning again. Again, to reiterate, once you have that wobble, you want to continue it going by moving your hand in a tight circle like this. Because what you're doing with moving your hand in a circle is correcting the spin, getting it back centered, but then you're also off-centering it at the same time, which is also what you want. The next thing is that when the card almost falls off, if I can do that here, you want to extend like that, just like that. You'll extend your finger to give it more surface area to save it. If you haven't figured it out, the Padiddle relies heavily on the moisture on your finger as well as the environment. What you can do to give it a little help is to fog your middle finger. And I say fog because you go up to a window and you fog it and you draw like a heart or whatever. I never did that on the school bus at all, but it's like you're fogging a window. So what you're doing is you're putting moisture onto your finger, and that helps the card stick. But again, it does depend on what finish and what card you're using. And you're not going to be able to Padiddle everywhere. I'm going to be honest with you. You might be able to Padiddle in your bathroom, but you can't do it in your basement. You might be able to Padiddle in Los Angeles, California, but you're not going to be able to Padiddle in Cleveland, Ohio. It all depends on the environment that you're in and the moisture in the air. It is frustrating, but with practice, you'll be able to Padiddle most of the time. It's just not for sure. Salt Lake City, can't do it there, I promise you. It is so dry. It is about as dry as my humor. And you'll feel what's too much and what isn't. And you can help the card by wiping off the moisture there or wiping off your finger. You have to find the balance. But once you find it, you will be able to Padiddle successfully. Now, I don't claim that the way that I taught is correct or the only way. It's just some tips that I am giving you through personal experience, because it looks amazing to lay people. Usually, you can't do anything continuously on your finger. When they see that, they automatically assume there's a glue, and you can tell them, no, there's no glue on my finger, and they're like, please stop touching my face. Like most things, if you practice, you'll get it. So, my name's Sean. Follow me on Instagram at NotSeanOR to see more things in my hands and cards and stuff. And I'll see you next time. Do you have that invisibility cloak? Where is that? It's right here. Sestkowski.